It was a busy week last week, wasn't it, with the games and everything in the background. So I'm delighted to be back to normal this week. Had a little bit of time off the players after the 3 games last week, and then we're building excitedly. It's going to be a really good game Friday night. I think even when we get to this World Cup break, we've only played 21 league games, so we haven't played 50%. There's still 30 to go or whatever there is now. So I think the most important thing for us is just to take each game as it comes. If we're in them playoff positions going into the World Cup break, that'll be a huge boost for us. And then we'll just keep going on from there. I hope that just everything settles down. I'm going to be here as a manager. So I couldn't have made that any clearer last week. And I think maybe 1 or 2 of my comments got misconstrued that I was being rude towards the other clubs. That certainly wasn't the case. What I was trying to do is just obviously give a lot of clarity here at QPR to our board, our players and our fans that I see this as a long-term project, and I sold it as a long-term project to a number of players and staff in the summer. So I was trying to make that clear because I didn't think the noise, I thought they handled the noise very well last week between both games, but I was concerned with it because it is a young group and it's important that the coaching staff and everyone around them stays stable so that they can get the best out of themselves. So I've been delighted with their response against Cardiff, and in a really tricky game against Wigan, a complete different style of game, they managed to get the 3 points again. So I was delighted with the players. I think we can all get carried away because we've been on a fantastic run to get to the top of the league in the top 2 positions. So that's fantastic. But I want to, realism this year was top 10, looking upwards, pushing towards the playoffs. I was a new manager. It was a new group coming together. I don't think we can put this group under too much pressure just yet. We've not reached the halfway stage. If we get into this World Cup break in the top 6, I'm absolutely delighted. Because probably a lot of QPR fans wasn't aware of who I was. And we're probably waiting to see how the team came together, what the style of football is. So, look, it's still really early days. They've still got enough time to change their mind. They don't have to commit one way or the other, so that is football fans. And at the moment, they've been fantastic. They really have supported the team. The away support we've had this year is incredible. The support for the team, I think, definitely got us over the line at the weekend against Wigan. I certainly thought it got us over the line to get that late penalty against Reading. So the fans are really playing their part in the season, and that's what we want. Firstly, it comes from us as a playing team and staff to make sure we're exciting and energising them. And then if they meet us halfway, I think then Loftus Road becomes a formidable place to go and play as an opponent and opposing team. And I think we've got that. For me personally, it's always nice, isn't it? Because, I think if you've got the fans on your side and they can see what you're trying to do with the club, it's a compliment because they know this club inside out. They've been following it their whole lives. So I think that they're obviously the best judges in terms of whether they feel someone's doing the right thing by their club.
With Stephen leaving Villa, does that change anything with Tim Iroegbunam's sort of loan situation?
I don't see why it would, Aston Villa loaned the player to QPR. So the decision would have been made with Stephen's sort of agreement, but would have obviously been a club decision. I think they would be delighted. We had a visit last week from their club as well as Man United to see Ethan as well. And at the moment, so far, so good. I think Tim's really enjoying it. We're enjoying having him. I think we can all see that he's a player with a big future in front of him.
Okay, and just a word on Jimmy Dunne. I saw him Saturday. He was on crutches. I mean, is he still 2 weeks? Is that sort of still the case, or do you think he could be a bit longer than that?
Do you know what? I haven't asked the doc for an update on him. He's in the gym this morning working. He's walking around as per normal, scaring people after death this morning. So Jimmy's playing pranks all around the building. So he's been scaring people today. So that's been his joke today. So he's having an impact on the squad one way or another.
Okay, you've mentioned the threats of Birmingham and the players they've got, but they've probably got a manager as well that probably knows the QPR squad as well as anyone else in your squad as well, having sort of worked with them for 3 years. Does that play into your planning at all for Friday?
No, obviously he knows the players. There's a lot of players I know in the league. There are a lot of players that John will know and other managers will know through just, John played. So there'll be still some players hanging around when he played and stuff like that. He'll know the team that he coached, which is slightly different to the team that I coach now. Obviously, him and Mark did a really positive job here, I thought, over a number of years. And at this stage last season, they were riding high as well, but they did play in a different way. And there was a number of players who left. Obviously, he won't know Kenneth, he won't know Ethan, he won't know Tim, he won't know Jake Clark-Salter, he won't know Leon Balogun. So he won't know Tyler Roberts, Sinclair Armstrong, he won't know that well. So I think there's enough that he will be unaware of. I just think he's got a very good team, and he seems to have brought a big spirit into the Birmingham squad as well. And I just think it'll be a tough game. I think it always is going there. And so Friday night on Sky, what's there not to like about this game?
And just to word on Rob Dickie as well, he's back fit now. He has sort of been a mainstay of this team for, sort of last couple of years. Leon's obviously played so well, you can't drop him. But I know you've sort of brought him on in matches sort of 20 minutes, not giving him sort of like 2 minutes here and there. Are you trying to get him into the side, or is that just sort of, has that been a difficult decision to make, to leave him out?
No, listen, Rob knows he's a big player here at the club. We've got 4 very good centre-backs. We haven't taken the opportunity yet to start a game for back three because we've not had much time to work on it. We went to a back three away at Sheffield United to get over the line. We've done it again at the weekend. So that we tried it at Luton, it didn't work because obviously Jimmy came off. So Rob knows what I think of him. He got injured at an unfortunate time. And that's why you build a squad. I think the goalposts have moved a little bit in terms of we've got 4 outstanding centre-halves. So in every player, so if your Ozzy and Ethan comes in, if your Dazelle and Amos and Tim comes in, that's why you build a strong squad. And everyone's got to jump up to it. He's just been unfortunate that Jake and Leon seem to be in a very, very good place at the moment. And he's waiting in the wings. And what I do know is I've got a fantastic centre-back if I need him. But certainly Rob Dickie is an asset to QPR. In that particular area, I think we're as strong as anybody in the league.
And just 2 more from me. Obviously, the World Cup's coming up. It's sort of a month, 5 weeks off. What are you planning to do? Is it going to be like a second pre-season? Will you get away, or what's the plan?
We're going to give the players who are not in the World Cup. We've got 3 going to the World Cup in Senny, Tyler and Ilias. Some of the others will go away on international duty. So a few of them have got a couple of international friendlies or an international friendly. The group will get a week off to relax, and they'll work away from the training ground in that week, and then we'll come back in. And I think we have around 20 days until we play Burnley on the 11th of December on the Sunday game. What a game that is to come back into. Fantastic game at Loftus Road. I'm sure that'll be packed out, and it'll be a fantastic game on a Sunday live on TV. So it's a game to come back to. We'll have a couple of friendlies behind closed doors that we've already arranged at the back end of November, the start of December, and hopefully we'll come out of it in a really good place. For a team that's come together very quickly, it might be a good reflection moment in terms of us coming together and looking at some areas in some of the problems that we've had to solve in the first half of the season. And what we think might come through the winter and out the other side when the pitches get a little bit rougher.
Yeah. And just finally, obviously, you've got a decent squad and lots of players that haven't been involved for a few weeks now. Are there decisions to be made in sort of January about sort of letting guys go?
Yeah, a lot of them discussions are already happening behind the scenes with their individual players. I think we have a heavy squad in terms of numbers when everyone's available. So it's important that if people have not played their part in the first half of the season and they can't see a way into the squad and into the team, I think for them players it might be important to go and play. But again, we don't know what's around the corner in terms of injuries. At times this year, we've needed everyone that's in to be here. Because the injuries, you don't know when they're going to come, do you? So with injuries and loss of form, it's important we keep a strong squad in-house, but I do feel that maybe 3 or 4 could go on loan in January.